Okay, Jonathan, now we're going to, as an intermediate caster, we're going to talk about uh, tailing loops. Tailing loops are kind of the Darth Vader of casting because as an intermediate, you've probably experienced this. And the tailing loop is caused by um, three different things. And I want to show you what those casting mechanics are like. So, with the typical loop, let's say we've got 35 feet of line out, and this would be the appropriate arc for that amount of line, because the amount of line varies, or the arc varies with this amount of line, but for this purposes, let's say we also have to accelerate the line to about 80 feet across this arc in order to form a narrow loop.
80 miles an hour.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour, thank you, 80 feet, 80 miles an hour. So, a narrow loop, and I'm going to go this way, because it's like we're casting that direction, forward cast. On a narrow loop, what happens is that we accelerate to a stop, smooth acceleration to a crisp stop. And what happens is that that rod tip follows a straight line path. In the case of a tailing loop, it is caused by one of three things. And the first one is a shortened casting arc. And that means that we start with a smaller piece of the pie, and as a result, we still have to get to 80 miles an hour. And so we overpower the rod, and it dips and creates that concave tailing loop. I forgot to put it on the grass. Damn. Okay. So that's the first cause. The way to correct that is just open your arc. So rather than shorten it, you keep it open for the appropriate distance. The second cause is called creep. Now, creep is defined as a rod rotation in the direction of the next cast. What does that mean? That means that if you've done your back cast and the line has yet to unfurl, you start to rotate or move the rod in the direction of the forward cast, you've done what? You just shorten the casting arc. Same thing as before, you have to overpower it, creates the dip in the rod tip path, and bam, you've got a tailing loop. So now the final cause with its correction is inappropriate application of power. What's different about this case is that you have the proper casting arc. However, there is a tendency to want to muscle or to force that cast. So what happens is you're doing the normal arc, instead of a smooth acceleration to a stop, there's a punch, and you overpower the rod, creating the dip in the rod tip. So those are the three causes and their corrections. Now what I'd like to do is demonstrate a tailing loop of your choice.
How about a shortened casting arc?
Okay. So, Jonathan, as examiner, you've asked for a shortened casting arc, and I'm going to call it. So, here we go. Here it comes in the next cast. Here it is again. Here it is again. Is that clear, Jonathan?
I don't think I saw the shortened arc.
It stopped here.
Okay,
So,
he'll see it.
in other words, this would be the arc,
Right.
and I stopped 12 o'clock.